greatest gladiator match in the history of the world. Son of Krypton versus Bat of Gotham.
You're psychotic.
Wrong! Once again, the press underestimates me.
And welcome to another And Enjoy the Show episode. I am your host, Tyler Gobnuke Wells, the Indie Hat Media Shark. And yes, I'm getting a little late to posting this one. Today I am reviewing the much anticipated Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. It should be said up front, I really dislike Man of Steel, and honestly, I expected this movie to be absolutely terrible. That aside, let's get to the content of the movie, starting with the story. The story is, well, there's kind of multiple plot lines. The main one that we particularly follow is that of Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne, who the movie starts out with him driving through Metropolis as the end conflict of Man of Steel is happening, but we're seeing it through his eyes. And at the end of it all, he pretty much pins it all on Superman and blames him for it to the point where he's hell-bent on, I gotta get rid of this guy. He sums it up so perfectly in this line.
He has the power to wipe out the entire human race. If we believe there's even a 1% chance that he is our enemy, we have to take it as an absolute certainty.
Tell us how you really feel, Bruce. Then we also have Henry Cavill's Superman, who is in this turmoil state of, he's trying to do good. He's trying to save people. And the world basically is asking, do we want Superman around? Do we really want him saving us, or do we want him to go away? And then you also have the story of Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, who's trying to come up with a way to kill Superman. And little hint, hint, it involves the Bat eventually. Then you also have Gal Gadot, who's Wonder Woman. So there's a lot going on here. The main thing I definitely got to say is, the story as a whole is there. There is a story beginning to end, and it is all in this film. But the issue it has is the pacing. The pacing in this film is all over the place because they had to edit a 3-hour-long movie to the 2.5 that we have now, and so we have a lot of content missing that will be returned on the Blu-ray version. The thing is, they didn't edit it very well down to this new version because it's very obvious things are missing and that scenes have been cut. And it also doesn't help that this film's acting as the Iron Man 2 for the Justice League movie, in the sense that it's the main film to set up the Justice League Part 1 film, and so they've got to shoehorn elements, and that's the main reason Wonder Woman is here, is to help set up the Justice League. So, but there are scenes for that totally throw the tone off that you've been having. When it finally hits a stride, a Justice League scene will hit, and you'll be going, okay, this is cool, but you totally destroyed that build-up you had going by having this here. Couldn't this been somewhere else? So it is a little bit of a jarring, uneven pacing. Let's get to what everybody wants to hear. Ben Affleck is Batman. I have no criticisms. He was absolutely fantastic as Bruce Wayne / Batman. I honestly couldn't get enough of him. Though it is pretty clear that this Batman has no problem if people die in his Cape Crusading. Because he's got Gatling guns on the front of his Batmobile and his Batwing, and he's shooting at cars, and we're pretty sure people are dying. So Batman's no gun, no kill rule is definitely not an issue in this film. But Ben Affleck playing this Batman is just fantastic. I like his Bruce Wayne more than I like Christian Bale's. And his Batman fights in the style of like the Arkham games, which is, makes for some really exciting action sequences. So no complaints there. Let's also not skip over Bruce Wayne's right-hand man, Alfred, who's played by Jeremy Irons so perfectly that they used him too little. They needed more Alfred in this movie.
I'm getting slow in my old age, Alfred.
Even you got too old to die young. Not for lack of trying.
Henry Cavill as Superman was a lot better than in Man of Steel. And while I've always liked him as Superman, even though I didn't like the movie at all. He always has the look, and I did think he was trying to portray Superman in the first film. In this one, he's actually given a chance to actually have a deep reason for the moody and anger and sad that he has, but he's also trying to be good. He is trying to be the Superman that we want him to be.
What's your position, the Bat Vigilante in Gotham?
Daily Planet. Wait, do I own this one? Or is that the other guy?
Civil liberties are being trampled on in your city. Good people living in fear.
Don't believe everything you hear, son.
However, his Lois Lane feels like it was in Amy Adams' contract that she had to have as much screen time as she did, because there was a lot of scenes where you're just going, why are you here?
Rounds to Tuareg fighters in the Sahara.
The ask, Lois.
Flight to DC tonight, couple of days there.
I know a lot of people are torn about Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. I had to stop seeing Lex Luthor, and I was starting to watch some other villain. Jesse Eisenberg does actually, I think, a good job playing the Lex that Zack Snyder wanted him to play. I have even B-roll footage that shows Zack Snyder directing Jesse Eisenberg to act weird. So I think Jesse Eisenberg actually did a great job acting the part that they wanted him to play. I think it's the filmmakers that need a little bit of a learning session on how Lex Luthor really acts, and not what we actually got.
You're psychotic.
That is a 3-syllable word for any thought too big for little minds.
But overall, what do we go to these movies to see? I mean, it's called Batman v Superman. So how was the action in this movie? And I have to say, the action in this movie was top notch. I absolutely loved the stylistic action, and this is Snyder's strength. Snyder is not the best storyteller, but when it comes to action, this guy's imagination has no limit on how to make it exciting. And the fight between Batman and Superman is exhilarating. I mean, when they actually hit each other, you can feel the impact, even if some of it is CGI. But I'm not a hater on CGI unless it's like desperately terrible, like C-grade terrible. But then you had the fight at the end with Doomsday, which they revealed in the trailers. Why did you reveal this in the trailers? It's such a bad marketing move. But since we have in the trailers, I can talk about it. The fight with Doomsday, and for those of you who don't know, Doomsday has always been one of Superman's villains. And he's one of the strongest. I don't want to give out a certain spoiler about Doomsday, but he looks like this usually. And now he looks like this. Looks a little similar to the Lord of the Rings cave troll, which makes you wonder, is Warner Brothers trolling us? However, the fight with Doomsday is very exhilarating, the way Superman and Batman are fighting, and then Wonder Woman shows up, and I can't stop raving about, even though it's just a little bit, I didn't know too much about Wonder Woman before this film, but when she joins the fight, I like her more than Batman and Superman. She totally steals the show. It just makes me smile. And I even had the thought while watching it, if Justice League has moments like this, I am on board. This was very exciting. It was very thrilling. It was very well done. I do want to, mention for like little kids, there are some like nightmare dream sequences that might be a little too much for them, especially if they're not old enough to understand, dream versus reality. So keep that in mind because there is some intensity there. But is this film worth seeing? As I opened, I was not a fan. Now that I've seen the film, a lot of my worries have actually gone down, and I enjoy it. I can't wait to see it again. But it is far from perfect. It has flaws, but it makes up for a lot of them with amazing action, some great performances, and for things like that I just have to give this film, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, a 3 out of 5. It's definitely worth seeing. It's a good time. The action will have you glued to the screen, but if you miss it, it's still worthy to go watch on Redbox. I mean, it's not a film that it's like, oh my gosh, you have to see this or you're going to be missing something truly exceptional. But it is a dang good time, and I'm feeling that the extended Blu-ray, which, just a side note, is rated R for one of the scenes going a little too far. It even surprised the filmmakers. They weren't going for R. I'm hoping it'll fill in a lot of those gaps and will fix the pacing. But only time will tell when it's released. But for now, it's really going to divide you between Lex Luthor and everything. And so that's my rating, 3 out of 5. Do you agree with my rating? Comment below. Let me know what you thought of Batman v Superman. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe, as there's more videos on the way. I have been your host, Tyler Gobnuke Wells, the Indie Hat Media Shark. And as with anything, whether it be playing a video game or watching a movie, even about two of your favorite superheroes beating each other, not quite to a pulp, but close enough, always remember to enjoy the show. And I'll see you next time.
Let's go, Sam.